Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone Teen Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my top 10 movies of 2023. So, let's talk about it because this list was hard to make. A lot of great movies this year, but it was just hard to make. Plus, I didn't get to see a lot of the other movies that came out. I haven't seen Color Purple yet, which I'm gonna go see this week. Obviously, I still need to see Ferrari. I haven't seen Maestro, and I haven't seen Rebel Moon yet. And I will get to those movies eventually, and then I will review them as well. But I wanted to do my top list movies now because clock is ticking. So let's talk about the top 10 movies. So I'm gonna start with number 10 all the way up. Now this was hard to do, so I just did it anyway. It took me a while to do it. So at number 10, I'm putting Godzilla Minus One. This movie's fantastic. I really love this movie. I wanted to put it higher, but for some reason there were more movies in my list that I enjoyed a little bit more. But like I said, don't get me wrong, this movie's fantastic. It's a great film. You take out Godzilla, it's still a great story about a guy dealing with the traumatic, difficulties of what he went through the war. So fantastic foreign language film, obviously, but it was still a great movie. Godzilla looked great too. So yeah. So there you go. At number 9, I got Mission Impossible 7. I really enjoy this franchise. I think after number 4, it just got better as the movies progressed. Obviously, Tom Cruise is a madman when it comes to his stunts. He doesn't disappoint. This movie is great. I loved him in it. I love Vanessa Kirby in it, and I think everybody. Captain Carter was great in here as well. She was fantastic in it, and I loved every moment of it. So there you go. That's number 7. And number 8, a movie I really just watched, and I wanted to put this higher, but too many movies, like I said. This movie was a little bit, it's tragedy, but it is not a fun film. It's a very good film when it comes to, a biopic, and that's The Iron Claw. The Iron Claw with Zac Efron tells a story about the Von Erich family and their journey throughout the wrestling world, but also their tragedy as well. Fantastic film, very sad, very emotional film, and yeah, it's just a good movie to watch. Not a movie that I'll be like, oh, I gotta watch it every other week. No, but it's just one of those movies, like, especially if you're a wrestling fan, you want to know the story about what happened to the Von Erich family. This is the movie is, and it's just brilliant. So there you go. At number 7, Martin Scorsese, DiCaprio, Robert De Niro once again prove they're the best. And Killers of the Flower Moon is no exception. This movie is like 3.5 hours long, but every minute I saw this movie, I just like, man, DiCaprio does not miss a beat. Even when he's at his worst days, it's still his best. And not that this movie was his worst film. It's fantastic in it. I would not be surprised if he gets nominated for Best Actor. De Niro was great too. The actress who plays DiCaprio's wife, she was great in it as well. Heartbreaking story about greed, corruption, and it had everything you want in here. And it's just, seeing what big business was back then, and why certain things happen in America, and fascinating story. So yeah, I never read the book, so yeah, there's that. And number 6, Wonka. Look, the Willy Wonka story has always been great. Rather they do the Gene Wilder version, Michael Jackson, aka Johnny Depp version, which I enjoy. But getting a prequel version of how Willy Wonka became who he is, and I thought Timothée Chalamet did a fantastic job as Wonka, and I just thought he did a great job with the character. I thought he embraced being Gene Wilder without actually being Gene Wilder. He made it his own. It was great. I do wish we would have got Hugh Grant more as the Oompa Loompa, because he was fantastic as well. Kind of wish we got more Oompa Loompas, but other than that, fantastic film. At number 5, I don't care what people say, I'll put in the Marvels in here. That's why I said it. I put the Marvels in here. Let's fight about it. Because, look, I love Brie Larson as this character. I don't know why people give so much heartache for her. She's great as Captain Marvel. Obviously, Monica Rambeau, I really wish we would have got more, in depth with her character, since we kind of got introduced to her in WandaVision. We should have got more with her in here. Milan Vellani as Miss Marvel. French Kiss, she was perfect in this. After credits are cool, but, sets up things that, we're still waiting for. So, there's that. Where am I? At number 4, I had to put it here. Why? Because it's that movie that I watched and I didn't expect it to be this good, and that's Barbie. Yeah, that's right. I said it, Barbie. Barbie is such a weird film, but it's such a good film itself. First of all, this film made me want to root for Ken the whole movie. I mean, let's face the fact, no little girls out there is going to buy Ken dolls, okay? They want Barbie. Why? Because Barbie's number 1. We all know that. But it was nice seeing Ken, played by Ryan Gosling, shine in here. And, I was like, all right, Ken. Because, you always wonder, what exactly is Ken? Is he even his own doll? He's just an accessory, thanks to the great line from Toy Story 3. You ain't a doll, you're an accessory. That's exactly what he is. He's a purse with legs, as Mr. Potato Head was saying in that movie. Fantastic film, by the way. Go check that out. But yeah, Barbie is such a good film. I mean, listen, Margot Robbie's already at the point where this woman needs an Oscar already. I just don't understand why she doesn't have one yet, but she's fantastic. Ryan Gosling's great as Ken. Rooting for Ken the whole time. So yeah, Barbie kind of is the villain in this movie. So, but yeah, great film. I enjoyed it. At number 3, need I say more? It's Poor Things. I mean, come on. Emma Stone is basically gonna win the second Oscar here. But yeah, unless Natalie Portman beats her to it, but let's see what happens. But yeah, listen, Poor Things is a film that's just kind of like an adult version of what Alice in Wonderland would look like if it was filmed for adults. And that's exactly what this film is. I mean, Emma Stone gives a performance that we really expect from her, so there was no surprise there. Mark Ruffalo in this film was like my favorite part because he just got out of that whole shell of just being Bruce Banner, the lovable guy that we all love, to being this dude who you kind of like, but you also kind of hate in this movie. Because what he does with Bella in this film is like, okay, you're gonna go that right with her, okay, fine. Still, fantastic film. I enjoyed it. Emma Stone for the win. Let's fingers crossed for that. So there's that. And number 2, this one was hard because 1 and 2 are like, I can switch between, what was the best film of the year, in my opinion. And to me, it's Oppenheimer. Number 2 was Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer was a film that it talks about the atomic bomb and the guy who created it, and what was the purpose of that, for what helped America get changed and what it was. And yeah, Cillian Murphy was just phenomenal. Robert Downey Jr. was great. Freaking Matt Damon was awesome. If he does not get nominated for at least supporting actor, I don't know what's gonna do it for him, because that dude should be doing dramatic roles. Seriously, he's so good in dramatic roles. It's scary. Oppenheimer's great visually. It's beautiful. Christopher Nolan once again shows how good he is with his visuals. It's just a great movie. I quite enjoyed it. Yeah, sure, it's got 3 hours long on it, but who cares? It's great. Emily Blunt's great in it. Florence Pugh is great in it too. So everybody did a phenomenal job with it, and it's just great. And of course, number 1, there is no introduction. That is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I mean, come on. I mean, that's going to be the best movie of the year because it's a great story. It just sets up such a continuation of what happened in the first film and leads into this one. And it just makes you crave more. I know we have to wait, I don't know, maybe 2 years, 3 years, whatever the heck it is for the next one. But, man, I'm telling you, the Spot was a great villain. Miles Morales continues to grow as a character, being his own, being a Spider-Man that's just him. And, his parents are great in the film. Gwen is fantastic. The other characters are all great. Spider-Man 99 is fantastic as well. And it's just a great, great movie. Plus, the visuals in this movie just got better in here. And I don't know how they can just make it even better with the next one, but I'm so excited for it, and I cannot wait for it to come out. So, at number 1, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Number 2, Oppenheimer. Number 3, Poor Things. 4 is Barbie. 5, The Marvels. 6, Wonka. 7, Killers of the Flower Moon. 8, The Iron Claw. 9, Mission Impossible 7. And number 10, Godzilla -1. So there's my top 10 list of 2023. Let me know what you guys thought about it. What would you guys put in it? Leave me a comment below. Let me know. Stay tuned for more. Thank you very much, and have a good night.